Math success. A recent survey shows parents would rather talk to their kids about drugs than math. How can you get over your fears? A former California Teacher of the Year is here to help.
San Diego 6 News in the morning. Your station for balanced news.
A recent survey found that parents would rather talk about drugs with their kids than about science or math. But how do we change that and compete more on a world stage when it comes to these subjects? Lora Kermode is a former California Teacher of the Year who founded the company GEMDAS.
Yes, hi.
Hi, good morning. Thanks so much for being here. So why the fear?
I think a lot of people just in general have a fear of numbers, and when they have been in school, when math starts getting a little more challenging, I think sometimes they just started to struggle, and that creates true and real math phobias and fears that a lot of parents and students have alike.
Okay, so you have that fear, because a lot of us didn't like math, as you're saying, and maybe, I think there's a real fear, especially for parents, that maybe your kid, maybe your elementary school kid or middle school kid or high school kid knows a lot more than you do, and you don't want to look like you don't know what you're talking about in front of them. What do you do in that situation?
And it's nothing, you know, a lot of parents haven't learned this math for 20 years plus, and so it's okay to admit that they don't remember, but there are ways that the parents can help and be involved with their students, with their child's homework, even if they don't remember how to actually solve the equation, for example.
Like what?
So they can look at the homework to make sure that the problems were copied, for example, make sure there's the complete heading, that it looks neat and legible, that the answers are boxed, and also typically in textbooks the answers are in the back of the book, for at least the odd problems typically, so they can collaborate with their child to look in the back of the book, see if the answers are correct as they're doing the problems.
Are there like good refresher courses online? Is there a good place to go maybe to get caught up on the basics?
Well, one component for my training, I train teachers in strategies, but I also work with parents to help them learn how to solve linear equations, for example, and to remind them of that. So I do provide that, but also there are, if you look online, there are resources available to help. A lot of the textbooks actually have online support that show actual solutions to the problems too that can be helpful.
Why is it that more kids aren't interested in math and science? I mean, because how do we break that? Because the rest of the world, it's happening all the time, and in a lot of ways America's being bypassed because of that.
No, definitely. I think if you ask most students, they're going to say it's boring, and or that their teacher maybe isn't making it as exciting as they could, and so that's one of the issues. And so one of the things I try to do is to make it really exciting and to engage the students with, you know, kinesthetic movements and colors and visuals, and there are ways to make it more exciting and also to see real-world applications as well. So.
And as a former Teacher of the Year, kind of what's your advice to other teachers, parents, of how to make it more interesting?
So that's probably for teachers, like I said, in the classroom, definitely doing you know, anything, kinesthetic movements, anything that can get the kids moving and engaged. Also using like response cards, choral group response, and then also like chants and raps and mnemonic devices to help them remember the concept so that they retain it.
And bottom line, if we don't learn this, what's going to happen to us?
Well, I mean, as a country, as you said, we're definitely falling behind, so we definitely want to get the students interested, and so that we can become stronger in math. So.
Okay, and people can contact you and get a lot of help with all this. We've got your information on our website. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And for more information on that, go to san diego6.com. Just click on our link, Hot Topics.